Putin plays it cool, but for how long? The West sharpen its next move. That's in our episode. Let's unpack the details and put you in focus on these hot events. This is UATV. Be sure to follow us on YouTube and socials for the latest news and unique stories. Putin is used to pressure, you say. Europe and Ukraine are tightening the sanctions news and doing it more decisively than ever. Calls to strangle the financial system and promises of new ammunition supplies are being voiced. Watch on for more.
Putin only understands force. That's why it is crucial to apply sanctions now as an economic weapon to pressure Russia, stated Ukraine's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Andriy Sybiha, at the GlobeSec 2025 International Forum in Prague.
We want to end this war this year, and we do really have a chance to speed up our peace efforts. Most fundamental step on our efforts to achieve long-lasting peace, just peace, is ceasefire. Unconditional full ceasefire, and we need to pressure Russia to say unconditional yes for ceasefire. And after this, we have a chance to speed up our peace efforts and to start negotiations on broader peace agreement.
What it will take to get to a ceasefire is squeezing Putin's finances, so he has a very hard time keeping the Russian state afloat and conducting this war if he doesn't have revenue.
Strengthening Ukraine's defense capabilities is another factor that could force Russia to stop its war against Ukraine. Andriy Sybiha believes the Czech Republic will continue active participation in the coalition of the willing and reaffirmed its initiative to supply ammunition. Czech Foreign Minister Jan Lipovský assured his Ukrainian counterpart that Prague intends to deliver more ammunition to Kyiv in 2025 than it did in 2024. Ukraine, he noted, has long moved from being a recipient of support to becoming an equal strategic partner in European security.
It's in our interest that we cooperate with Ukraine on our security, because now Ukraine possesses some of the state-of-the-art technologies, which possibly we want to have them too. So the only way to be part of that is to be doing things in Ukraine and doing things with Ukrainians. And Ukraine is not that country which capital will be defeated in 3 days, but it's a strategic partner in building up European security. And this is the understanding to which everything is moving right now. So it's in our interest that Ukraine is on our side and that we craft this strategic partnership and that we will integrate with Ukraine in so many fields.
Ukraine's foreign minister also urged participants of the Weimar Plus meeting to increase destructive sanctions pressure on the aggressor state. Ministers of foreign affairs from Ukraine, France, Germany, Poland, Spain, the UK, the European Union, and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte gathered in Rome at the invitation of Italian Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani.
They, Russia, are hitting civilians, they are hitting children, they are hitting hospitals. Therefore, this war must be ended and Ukraine is ready for this. We count on ending this war this year. Therefore, it is so important to put pressure on the aggressor to achieve a ceasefire, which will open the way for further broad negotiations.
In Rome, Andriy Sybiha met with EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs, Kaja Kallas, to discuss the situation on the front lines, Ukraine and the West's peace efforts, and Kyiv's top priority needs. The heads of foreign ministries from Ukraine and the EU coordinated steps to increase pressure on Moscow, including discussions of the EU's 18th sanctions package.
We put forward a very strong package, including sanctions on banks, full transaction ban, also for the energy companies, as well as the oil price cap, and then military industry, addressing military industry as well.
Following the Rome meeting, the foreign ministers of European countries declared their readiness to step up sanctions pressure on Russia, reported by Kristina Dombrovska, UATV News.
The Kremlin keeps pretending everything is under control, but Brussels meets such illusions with business-like coolness and a good dose of sanction creativity. The EU is preparing its 18th package of restrictions. Details coming up next.
The European Commission has presented its 18th package of sanctions against Russia. These measures are intended to weaken the Kremlin's ability to continue its war against Ukraine. A key focus is the financial sector of the aggressor state. Brussels plans not only to disconnect 22 Russian banks from the international payment system SWIFT, but also to ban all financial transactions with them. Institutions that collaborate with already sanctioned banks may also come under new restrictions.
We also propose to extend the transaction ban to financial operators in third countries that finance trade to Russia in circumvention of sanctions. And we also propose to sanction the Russian Direct Investment Fund, its subsidiaries and its investment projects. In this way, an important channel for financing projects to modernize the Russian economy and strengthen its industrial base will be strictly limited.
Experts say these sanctions could seriously impact Russia's banking sector, especially its ability to bypass existing restrictions. So far, many Russian banks, even those under sanctions, have still been able to access international payment systems.
Major operators in Russia's financial market, take Sberbank, for instance, even though disconnected from SWIFT, still allowed their clients to make international transactions via accounts in the other 22 Russian banks. So, if this new decision is adopted by consensus within the EU, it will mark a significant increase in pressure on the Russian financial sector.
The EU has also turned its focus to the Kremlin's main source of income, energy exports. The European Commission proposes a ban on all transactions related to both pipelines of Nord Stream, ensuring they can't be revived in the future, even if political conditions change. Brussels also wants to add 77 vessels from Russia's so-called shadow fleet to the sanctions list, ban the import of products refined from Russian crude, and lower the price cap on Russian oil from $60 to $45 per barrel. These steps are working, no matter how much the Kremlin wants to pretend otherwise, said the EU's top diplomat.
The Russians have all the time in the world. They can, keep this war forever, which is not true, which is not simply true. The oil exports via Black Sea and Baltic Sea decreased by 30% in 1 week. So showing that it actually has an impact, and what the intelligence tells is that now the sanctions will hit more the supply chains, transaction ban and much stronger steps.
Kiev is urging partners to go even further, calling for the oil price cap to be lowered to $30 per barrel. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskiyy says only decisive measures can push the aggressor toward peace.
Every partner knows the right price cap, $30, no higher. That level would apply real pressure on Russia. They need to be forced to seek peace because they don't respond to anything else. I know partners are discussing a compromise price, but we've had enough compromises with Russia. Each one only delays peace. We're asking to genuinely lower the price of Russian oil to genuinely bring the war's end closer.
The proposal to lower the oil price cap will be discussed at the next G7 summit to be held in Canada. The White House's position on the issue remains unclear. However, even if the United States does not support the new price limit within the G7 format, the European Union has its own tools to enforce the restriction, assured EU High Representative Kaja Kallas. Reported by Andriy Dmitrenko, UATV News.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. Drop them in the comments. Stay in focus with UATV and stay safe.